from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Root Sports brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight it's Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Astros and the Los Angeles Angels. Here's our playoff picture update. The Texas Rangers were idle last night. The Astros crept to within 1 game of them. The Angels have fallen 4.5 games behind the Rangers. Meanwhile, in the American League wildcard, the Yankees have the first spot. The Astros have claimed the second as of now. 3 ahead of the Twins, 3.5 ahead of the Angels, 4.5 ahead of the Indians. Welcome tonight to playoff caliber baseball, everybody. Bill Brown and Alan Ashby and Bart Ennis will be joining us soon. The Astros got the offense cranked up last night behind Dallas Keuchel. Ash.
Well, and it's very helpful when you can score early with Dallas Keuchel on the hill. I didn't think Dallas had his best of stuff over the course of the year, and yet he was able to win handily.
Our AT HOU energy power players of the game, the top 3 guys in the lineup.
And that is a great-looking top of the order. Jose Altuve had 3 knocks on his night. Could have had more. Robbed his first time at bat in the ballgame. George Springer got in the act, had a couple of hits last night, driving the ball as well. Carlos Correa was enormous last night with a home run. 3 hits on his evening, driving that one opposite field. And he just continues to play great baseball. But George Springer, probably that guy that I keep wanting to see be a centerpiece in this order, really had a good night. But Jose Altuve also driving the ball the other way. He is coming up close now, 16 hits shy of 200 on his year.
Well, the Astros won it, and tonight they will face the lefty, Hector Santiago, who has done a number on them this year, Ash.
123 batting average for the Astros against Santiago. That's pretty hard to figure. 140 the ERA. He's been just terrific. He's only allowed 3 extra base hits, all 3 of those home runs. So the Astros haven't hit him hard, haven't banged him around the yard at all. Santiago struggled his last time out.
Coming up, round 2. The Astros drew first blood in this critical matchup with the Angels. Can Altuve, Correa, and Springer keep up the pressure and seize full momentum in the series? The game is coming up. Sports is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Goosebumps. In theaters October 16th. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Coming up, Legion of Lance. Dallas Keuchel is the reigning king of the Astros rotation, but tonight's starter might have his own special section at Minute Maid Park soon. Lance McCullers takes the mound when we come back. Up to the challenge, turning up the heat on the Angels with an aggressive style of baseball that cracked the defending AL West champs and strengthened their position in the pennant chase. Tonight, they'll need another heavy dose of the pitching and power that has made them baseball's most lethal home team. The chase for the pennant continues right now.
Welcome back to Minute Maid Park, where the Astros and Angels are about to get going in Game 2 of this series. Astros won it last night 6-3. And the Angels mounted a little mini rally there in the ninth before Luke Gregerson slammed the door on them. But on balance, L.A. hitters have had problems with Houston's starting pitching. And tonight's starter for the Astros is no exception. Lance McCullers will make his fourth start of the season against the Angels. That's the most starts he has against any single opponent this year. And in his 3 previous starts, he is 1-0 with an ERA of 2. Now, Lance is a very competitive guy, and sometimes those emotions can get the better of him, and he gets a little too amped, especially for big games. And sometimes that has caused a problem with his control. But like the rest of the team, he's a lot better here at home than he is on the road. At home, Lance is 4-0 with a 1.61 ERA in 9 starts. He is 1-6 on the road with a 4.88 ERA in 10 starts. His last starts against the Rangers, he went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs. And A.J. Hinch said he thought he managed those emotions that day much better, so apparently they believe he is maturing at a nice pace. And the Angels' best 2 hitters, Albert Pujols and Mike Trout, are a combined 2 for 12 against Lance McCullers, so the Astros will hope for more of that type of performance from Lance tonight. We're about to get ready to get going here, so let's go back up to the booth. Bill Brown and Alan Ashby, guys.
Thank you, Bart. As the Astros take the field, they have a 50-25 record at home, the best in the American League, a .671 winning percentage, and are just 2 home wins away from tying their best ever at Minute Maid Park. And as Lance McCullers warms up, he is 5-6 with a 3.18 ERA, leading American League rookie pitchers in some categories. Ash
took a loss last time out, that at the Texas Rangers in that 4-game sweep, but actually pitched pretty well, 6 innings, allowing just 3 runs in that game while striking out 5. Did allow a home run, but that was a very hot Texas Rangers club. Big game to win tonight for Lance.
And we'll check the lineup for Mike Scioscia's Angels. McCullers will be facing this group. Leadoff man is shortstop Eric Ibar with Cole Calhoun in right field. Mike Trout is the center fielder batting third. The cleanup man is DH Albert Pujols. David Murphy of Houston plays left field with C.J. Cron at first base. David Freese is the third baseman. He's had a nice month of September. Chris Iannetta bats eighth, and he does the catching with Houstonian Taylor Featherston at second base batting ninth. Inside Minute Maid Park, this homestand will determine a lot as far as positioning for the Houston Astros. They have 3 games here this weekend with the Texas Rangers. A day game coming tomorrow with a 1:10 start. Thursday's a day off. As far as the Angels positioning, well, they are 4.5 games out of first place in the AL West, and last night's loss slipped them 3.5 behind the Astros for that second wild card spot, and they know where they stand. A.J. Hinch's club 7-12 in September, 3-1 in his homestand, and Lance McCullers goes to work now. Mike Scioscia's club with 76 wins, 74 losses is 4-4 on this long road trip, which ends for them tomorrow. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, with a .271 average, has 2 homers, 38 runs batted in for the switch hitting shortstop, hitting .266 as a left-handed batter. And there's strike one for McCullers. McCullers is 1-0 in 3 starts against the Halos this year with an ERA of 2.00. He has faced the Angels more than any other team he's pitched against. That's a bunt, and it's well placed. That will be an infield hit. Ibar drops it down beautifully, gets a leadoff single.
You can even hear the sound off the bat, that away from the barrel kind of sound you get, just beautifully laid down. You want to put it off the end of the bat exactly as he does. A look at our Super Mole presented by Mattress Firm, and it's a great shot of an ideal bunt from Ibar. Yeah, you can see how far toward the end of the barrel that ball was handled by Ibar.
He's aboard for Cole Calhoun. Calhoun takes, and there's strike one. Calhoun at .259 has delivered 23 homers. He's driven in 77 runs, and he's hit only .221 against the Astros this season. But with his power, he is a threat. Calhoun was 1 for 4 last night, a single. Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve, the double play combo, are pinched in a little bit in this double play situation. Calhoun grew up as a catcher, rare for a left-handed thrower. Fouls it back, no balls, 2 strikes.
Let me guess, his favorite player was Dale Long. Is that the left-handed catcher?
Well, I think he did some, and Benny DiStefano,
yes,
I think was the last left-handed thrower to do any catching in the major leagues. I believe Benny's still living in this area. Calhoun got another outfield assist last night. He has 10 of those this year. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count for Lance McCullers.
Hasn't taken McCullers long to get loose. He's pumping at 95 right now.
Leads American League rookies in ERA and batting average against, .229, and he's second in strikeouts per 9 innings, 8.94. Foul ball keeps the count at 1-2 with Mike Trout on deck. Last night the Angels got a leadoff hit from Ibar. He tried to go from first to third on a wild pitch and was thrown out.
That curveball rotation, right as that piece of video started, you could see the first finger in that spike position, the spike breaking ball from McCullers.
McCullers, like his teammate Carlos Correa, who has a birthday today, 21 years old. 2 21-year-olds in the starting lineup for the Astros. That's a ball, and it's 2-2. Chris Conroy is the home plate umpire tonight. McCullers is breaking new ground with the innings he is pitching this year. He's never had this many in any professional season. That's flick foul, and the battle continues at 2 balls, 2 strikes. McCullers is the second youngest starting pitcher in the majors, behind Yankees right-hander Luis Severino. Last American League pitcher to throw 100 innings with an ERA of 3.18, his current ERA, or lower, prior to age 22, was Brett Saberhagen in 1985 with Kansas City. That year, Saberhagen threw 235 innings with a 2.87 ERA. Angels are 13th in runs scored in the 15-team American League. That's out to left field. Marwin Gonzalez backing, turning, and he makes the catch on the warning track. He's been out with an injury. Fires back into Altuve. Well done for out number 1.
That really is well done. Easy to get fooled on this line drive, that sharply hit ball. So then when Marwin makes the play, watch him immediately throw and put something on it. He's got a strong throwing arm. It's one of the aspects to his game that allows him to play well at shortstop.
Mike Trout with 39 homers, 85 runs batted in, has a .293 batting average. Tied for third in the American League home run race right now. Second in slugging. Always a threat. That's high, and that's a long way out to left center field. Jake Marisnick going way back, and that one is a home run. 2-run shot for Trout. He is racing around the bases, but he can slow down if he wants to. It's 2-0 Halos. Ball arrived, and he was tagged out, but it had Karam back in play after going above the yellow line to make it 2-0 Angels on the 40th long ball for Trout.
Let's take a look at our strike zone presented by MD Anderson. You're going to find one that Mike Trout is pretty much in agreement with. Right through the heart of the plate, semi down, and that's an area that Mike Trout handles well. You can see that ball hit way up on the sign. Heck of a year by Mike Trout. He's suddenly gotten hot with that long ball bat.
It's only the third 40 home run season by an Angel. Troy Gloss had the first 2 with 47 one year and 41 the other. So 2-0, and Trout has 87 runs batted in. There's the Gloss year in 2000 with 47, and the next year 41 for Troy. Trout joining that select Angel company, and now it's Albert Pujols taking strike 1. Pujols has 35 homers, 86 runs batted in, with a .236 batting average. Albert takes in the dirt. The home run was the 7th allowed in 108 major league innings by Lance McCullers. Pujols 0 for 4 with an RBI last night. That's ripped to left field. That's back-to-back shots for the Halos. Pujols is the all-time leader for home runs against the Houston Astros. That's his 50th. 3-0 Halos.
It's amazing how this game goes. Lance McCullers comes out here in the first inning, 94, 95 miles an hour, and has given up 3 runs with a couple of long balls, and yet we see some of the guys come out with about 10 miles an hour less of velocity and succeed. Rough first inning here against the Angels. Right about that very same spot that we saw the home run from Mike Trout come.
3-0 very quickly with only 1 out in the first inning, and David Murphy is the batter. Murphy takes strike 1. Murphy delivered a pinch hit last night, driving in a run in the 9th inning when the Angels scored twice, but they lost it 6-3. It's 1-1 to Murphy, obtained in a trade with the Cleveland Indians. 289, 10 homers, 48 runs batted in. Murphy looks at that, and it's strike 2 for a 1-2 count. Murphy grew up in Houston, went to Klein High School in spring, and then Baylor University.
Well, you can talk all you want about establishing the fastball early. McCullers has done that. Angels have established they can hit it.
On the changeup, Murphy strikes out. 2 down.
Defensively for the Astros tonight, playing a little shallower than a couple of balls we've seen. Marwin Gonzalez in left, Jake Marisnick in center, George Springer in right. Left side of the infield, Jed Lowry and Carlos Correa. On the right, it's Jose Altuve and Chris Carter. Jason Castro works behind the plate.
First baseman Chris Crone comes to the plate. He fouls that one back. Strike one on Crone, has driven in 15 runs in 19 games here in September. Crone last night was 0 for 3 with a walk. Crone checked his swing. The appeal went to Ted Barrett, the crew chief, and it's 1-1. Angels already have scored about as many runs as they have averaged per game against the Astros this season. They had scored 50 runs in 17 games prior to tonight. This one's foul. Chris Carter coming over. George Springer also making the run, but it's back out of play. 1-2 to Crone. The Astros 10-7 against the Angels this season, 6-1 here at Minute Maid Park. They've won 10 of 12 overall from them here. And that strike 3 call. The Angels get going with a bunt single and then back-to-back homers. Trout with one, Pujols with the next. 3-0 Angels. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They go with Jose Altuve leading it off at second base. George Springer in right field. Carlos Correa celebrating his 21st birthday today at shortstop. Jed Lowry at third base. Evan Gattis the DH. Marwin Gonzalez in left field. Chris Carter at first base. Jason Castro the catcher. Jake Marisnick the center fielder.
On the mound for the Angels, Hector Santiago, all-star this year. He's really struggled here recently since the all-star break. 29 starts in the year out of the 30 games he's pitched in. The ERA right close to that 3.50 mark. And against the Astros, he's pitched, well, over his career, 8 games, 6 as a starter, 0-2. But this year, a 123 batting average against for the Astros bats.
Jose Altuve gets ready to start it for Houston. He leads the American League in hits with 185. He's 4th in batting average. He takes, and that's strike 1 call. Altuve at 314 with 12 homers has 59 runs batted in. He's hit 376 against lefties, second best in the majors. Had 3 more hits last night, single, double, triple in 4 at bats. He was robbed in the other one by a Shane Victorino catch in left center field. 1-1 to Altuve. He's hit 373 against the Halos this season with a homer driving in 10. in the air, and the second baseman goes out for it. Featherston looks out to the center fielder Trout, who takes charge. One out for Santiago.
That defense of the Angels, as you see Mike Trout. In the outfield, left to right, David Murphy, Mike Trout, and Cole Calhoun. Left side of the infield, David Freese and Eric Ibar. On the right, it's local product Taylor Featherston and C.J. Cron. Chris Iannetta, the veteran, is behind the plate.
Santiago was drafted by the White Sox in the 30th round in '06. He faces George Springer. 7-game hitting streak for George. He's been on base 21 straight. That's in the air, and it goes out toward the right fielder. Calhoun waiting. 2 down quickly for Santiago. And as you indicated, Ash, Santiago has done a number on the Astros. 3 starts this season, a total of 3 earned runs allowed in 19 1/3 innings. All 3 of those were at Angel Stadium in Anaheim. Happy birthday to Carlos Correa, born in '94. Charlton Jimerson was born on this date in '79. Larry Durker in '46. Ronaldo, Joan Jett, and Tommy Lasorda. Strike to Correa. Had a big night last night. 3 hits, 3 runs batted in. 279, 19 homers. He's driven in 56, and the Angels have seen him at his best. That one goes into the seats, and it's 0-2. Despite Santiago's recent problems chronicled by Ash, he's 9th in the league in batting average against, just .229. His home ERA excellent, 2.53. And for strike 3, and he gets the Astros quickly in the first. 3-0 Angels after 1.
To nothing. Hey, the free Houston Astros Crush City yard signs are still available at select Academy Sports and Outdoor stores, but they're going fast. Go to www.rootsports.com/yard signs for a list of participating locations before those signs run out. But a lot of folks all over the city have already been able to go and collect their Crush City yard signs, and they've got them out in their front yards, they've got them in their backyards, they got them put up in windows. They got their dogs playing with them, like this fan right here. Bear apparently is a huge Astros fan. And Virginia Maldonado putting her Crush City sign in front of a Happy Birthday Correa sign on her fence. If we could combine the name Correa with the term Crush City one more time like we did last night, that would be nice, guys.
All right, let's strive for that tonight. David Freese leads it off. 3-0 Angels. Lance McCullers dealing ball 1. Freese has had a good month of September. 256 overall, 11 homers, 48 runs batted in, but 333 in September for Freese. That's foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Angels came into this game having hit just .223 against the Astros for the season, and they dropped the 3 spot on McCullers. Breaking pitch is low, and it's 2-1. Freese takes it. It's in for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Freese with a good history of solid play in the postseason. He has spent a lot of time on the disabled list this year. He missed 36 games with a fractured right index finger. Hit by a pitch. Last night, with a double for Freese, he joined Pablo Sandoval, Kyle Seager, and Adrian Beltre as one of 4 third basemen with 25 doubles every season since 2012. He hits the ball when going well to right center field hard. He fouls that one. Marisnik is shading a little bit toward right center. That's 2-2 on Freese.
To 96 miles an hour with that heater. Excellent stuff being thrown by Lance McCullers. Look at that head clear out as he delivers that fastball and receiving it well. Home plate umpire Chris Conroy.
Freese was the NLCS MVP with the Cardinals in 2011 and also the World Series MVP that year. Last year was his first with the Angels. He drove in 55 runs. McCullers hit him on a batting helmet with a breaking ball. He leaned right into that pitch.
Ducked right into that breaking ball.
Tough guy.
Wow. That ball was just going to miss inside, and he ducked right into it. Man, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No. Just must not have picked up a rotation on it, Ash. He's got a smile there for Mike Scioscia.
You know, it's ideal to not open up on the front side on something coming inside, but you also want to be able to turn back toward the umpire, and that was in between. That was just that move downward toward the plate.
Well, smiles all around as Freese stays in the game after being hit by the pitch. 5th hits batsman for McCullers, and now it's Chris Iannetta batting. Iannetta with 10 homers, 33 runs batted in, has a 186 batting average. We've seen Carlos Perez catching more and more lately. He got the assignment last night, and that's ball 1.
Where's Angel Hernandez when you need him?
He was calling the high strike last night.
And likely would have called this one.
A swing there by Iannetta takes the count to 1-1. The Astros have won 3 in a row for the first time since they swept the Dodgers here August 21st through the 23rd. After their 2-8 road trip, they got things turned around, but now the Angels have fired out quickly tonight. 2 balls and a strike. The Astros have been the stingiest team allowing home runs in the American League this year. 137 right now. Breaking pitch, strike call.
How much of that is this ballpark?
Fair question.
You know, you talked about it last night. In the early goings in this yard, it was a giver of the home run ball, no question about it. But now pitchers have settled in nicely.
Foul ball keeps the count at 2-2. The Astros have out-homered their opponents here at Minute Maid this season, 118-67. Marisnick is shading toward right center on Ionetta. Featherston's on deck. Angels certainly were the team in the AL West last year, winning it by 10 games. They had 98 wins and 64 losses. They had 52 wins at home a year ago. Foul back. That keeps the count at 2-2.
These foul balls are going to do Lance in early tonight if it continues this way. A lot of pitches needed.
McCullers was a Class A Lancaster last season, going 3-6 with a 5.47 ERA. He and Carlos Correa were teammates there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So 2 guys on the field for the Astros, age 21, who played at A-ball a year ago, now trying to battle for a playoff spot. And they're doing a good job of it this year. McCullers trying to regroup here from a rough first inning. Bounce back to McCullers. Altuve steps on second, throws on one hop to Carter. He had to go back to his right to get the throw, and it's a double play. 1-4-3.
It's quite alert of Jose Altuve to make sure and get that lead out, and then in the process likely be able to determine that he still had an out at first base. Made a tough throw for him, though.
Yeah, I couldn't get anything on that throw. But one nice easy bounce for Chris Carter. And it's Featherston batting now. Featherston looks at it, and it's ball 1 to a 163 hitter. 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. Taylor started last night. He was 0 for 2. Left for a pinch hitter. Line drive, Marisnick in center with out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the second with a score of 3-0 Angels. The newcomer, well, he's been here before, but he's back. Dan Straley, favorite player growing up. Andy Pettit and Mike Piazza. Favorite movie, The Great Escape. Go-to karaoke song, Friends in Low Places. Garth Brooks. Well, he's in the bullpen now, having been recalled as a September call-up from AAA Fresno. He was to have started tonight's AAA championship game, but here he is in the big leagues instead. Jed Lowry leads it off. He's on a 5-game hitting streak. And it's strike 1. Lowry at 241 has 9 homers, 30 runs batted in for Jed. As a right-handed batter, he's hit .313 in 48 at-bats. 1-0. Santiago had a quick first inning, and he's needed only 9 pitches so far. Lowry was 1 for 4 in last night's game against the right-hander Jared Weaver. Foul back, and it's 1-2. The Angels played a doubleheader Saturday in Minnesota. The Friday night game had been rained out. Lefty Andrew Heaney was scheduled to pitch Friday night. Had that game not been rained out, he could have pitched in this series tomorrow afternoon rather. And tied to Lowry, 2-2, and Garrett Richards was the other pitcher in that doubleheader. So neither of those two will be working in this series. Instead, it's Nick Tropiano tomorrow against Mike Fiers at 1:10. Lowry now has a full count. The Astros have won 80. The Rangers have won 80. Texas has lost 69. Houston has lost 71. No more off days for the Rangers this season. Lowry to right field. Cole Calhoun, 1 out. And Evan Gattis bats. Gattis with 26 homers, 85 runs batted in, has hit .243. He hit his most recent homer last night, a 2-run shot off the left field foul pole. And of course, earlier on this homestand against Oakland, he delivered a 3-run bomb in the 7th inning Saturday night, and the Astros come from behind 10-6 win. Ball 1 to Gattis. Evan is 2 for 11 with an RBI against Hector Santiago. Foul back, and it's 1-1. Not that the Astros have solved Santiago this year. They have not. But he has struggled with his delivery. He's 27 years old. You can watch the front foot to see whether that is pointing toward home plate or not. It doesn't always do that.
See how he kind of cheats through it. He lands on that right heel with the toe kind of turned toward the first base dugout, and then on the heel rotates it through. Well, maybe that's a bit of a cheater move that he's learned to succeed with.
Out to center field, chasing Trout back. Trout turning and making the grab. 2 outs.
There's a guy that could learn to enjoy playing center field here. Yeah, he's not closed off too bad, and actually didn't see much rotation on that one. But most guys are going to try to point that toe toward home plate.
Nice to have a speedy center fielder.
He looked like a man on a mission with that 40th home run.
Yes, he did.
He usually looks so pleasant, but he looked like he was down to business.
Marwin Gonzalez at 277 has 10 homers, 32 runs batted in. He's been bothered by 3 different injuries, which have kept him out of the lineup in recent days. There's ball 1. He's missed 7 of the last 8 games with hand injuries. They bother him more as a left-handed batter. To left field, that's going to be in the seats for Marwin, and the Astros respond. That's number 11, and they're on the board trailing 3-1. That's 208 home runs for the 2015 Astros, tying the 01 Astros for the second best home run season in Houston Astros history.
You know, he's really developed this year as a guy you can put in there and maybe need to put in there every night, but he's also developed a bit of a home run trot there. He got a little swag going on.
Got into it. He's a no-doubter. 208 homers. 249 the club record in 2000. Chris Carter follows. Carter squirts one foul for strike one.
Pick up a little innocent 2-out solo home run to throw on the board, and pretty quickly you find yourself back in the game.
Jake Marisnick has 9 homers. He's batting 9th tonight. He could join the double-digit club. Marwin did it a while back. 0-2. The Astros have 11 players who have hit 10 home runs or more. That ties a major league record. One more and they own that record. 11 now for Marwin. That's his 33rd run batted in. Carter checks it in. It's 1-2. Santiago has surrendered 26 long balls. He's in his 168th inning.
And again, to rehash a little bit from the open, that's 4 for the Astros against him this year. No other extra base hits against Santiago by Astros bats.
Yeah, it sounds as if his stats kind of fit into the Astros hitting style. The batting average against him is only .229, but he's given up 26 long balls.
He pitches in a ballpark that probably helps in that regard, especially for a left-handed pitcher. That area out in left center field, pretty tough.
And he has been much better at Angel Stadium. Fly ball out to right field. Calhoun watches this one sail. Carter goes deep. And now it's 3-2, and the Astros have their own back-to-back blasts. Number 20 for Carter. That one got up in the jet stream, his own jet stream.
Yeah, if there's no wind in the ballpark, create your own. Boy, that's very nice. Couple of solo jobs with 2 outs. Right back in the game. Tough pitch, too.
It really was.
See, that second pitch in the sequence was called a strike. He was out of the strike zone, but so Carter expanded a little bit. Just an easy swing. Big, strong man.
It really was. Taken out to the opposite field. That's the 7th back-to-back home run combo for the Astros this year. And now there's strike one to Jason Castro with 11 homers, 30 runs batted in, a .216 hitter. The Astros get 2 back, and both these teams have had back-to-back homers in the first 2 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buckle your seatbelts. We could be in for a wild ride tonight. Foul back, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tonight's key to the game is brought to you by your Houston area Chevy dealers. Career against Santiago. Chris Carter 5 for 13 with a couple of bombs. Jason Castro has had success as well. And so that's really the bottom line reason you find those guys in there tonight against him. Might otherwise consider Max Stassi as a right-hand hitter to go against him, but for those numbers you just saw for Jason Castro.
Castro takes it high, and it's 3-2 now with Marisnick on deck.
Now you can see already that Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire, does not have the same strike zone that we saw last night. That man is excited.
Ball 4. Castro takes the walk. He keeps it on an even keel, Ash.
That he does. Very, very nice man.
Now the pitching coach, Mike Butcher, on his way to the mound. Good to see Don Baylor again back in his home state of Texas. He's one of the hitting coaches. Well, this place should be rocking over the weekend. Rangers have not yet announced their starters, but the Astros have put up their rotation for the Texas Rangers series starting Friday night. It'll be Scott Kazmir Friday night, Colin McHugh Saturday afternoon. That's now a 12:05 game. And Sunday, Dallas Keuchel goes against the Rangers. Jake Marisnick with a .241 average, 9 homers, has 33 runs batted in. .355 in September for Jake, who looks at ball 1.
It's a good time for Jake to join the club, isn't it?
Yeah, number 10 would give the Astros a brand new major league record with 12 players with 10 home runs or more. Marisnick 0 for 2 with a walk, scored a run last night. It's 2-0. Santiago can get out of whack with that delivery. He has walked 64 this season. We've been keying on that front foot, Ash. It does not seem to be a consistent landing point for him.
No, yeah, I would agree, and that may have to do with what he's trying to do with the pitch. Is he trying to pitch to his arm side, to the glove side? Is it breaking ball or fastball?
That's a walk to Marisnick. Now back-to-back walks, and Jake took 4 straight to turn it over to Altuve. 15th walk drawn by Marisnick. Castro to second. Altuve, who hit a fly ball to center, gets a shot with 2 men on.
Yeah, I think you might have nailed it, Brownie. It might be one of those nights where you buckle it up if you like to keep it smooth, or go ahead and leave that belt buckle open and enjoy the chop.
Do not leave your seat for extended periods of time. It could be stormy. Then again, this road to a pennant is usually filled with potholes, right?
All the way. 5 straight losses before the 3 the Astros have now put up.
Jose Altuve ready to go. George Springer on deck. And that one's in tight, ball 1. Fernando Salas is warming up already.
Let's take a look at that delivery a little bit from Santiago from the home plate side. It's herky-jerky. He crossfires. Not to the same extent that Jared Weaver crossfires. That means that front foot lands, in this case, to the first base side of that straight line you would draw for most guys toward the plate.
It's called a swing.
Yeah, he does have an inconsistent version of how he lands with that front foot. But you can see the landing area. A little bit of a rotation.
With that toe pointed so far from straight ahead, isn't it hard for him to get through the pitch?
It would seem so, and I imagine he's had a lot of discussions with his pitching coach.
Liner out to Trout in left center field to end it. And the Astros get Gonzalez and Carter back-to-back bombs to make it a 1-run lead for the Angels after 2, 3-2.
for the opportunity to purchase tickets to potential 2015 Astros postseason games right here at Minute Maid Park. You won't want to miss the excitement of October baseball. Sign up at astros.com/postseason tickets.
Three to 2 game with its share of excitement. Both clubs with back-to-back homers in the first 2 innings. Now it's Lance McCullers out for inning number 3 against the top 3 in the lineup. Ibar, Calhoun, and Trout for the Angels. Ibar put down a beautiful bunt and rode home on the Trout 2-run homer in the first inning. Around showing bunt and taking strike 1 here in the 3rd. McCullers is from Tampa. Went to Jesuit High School there. He and Correa are linked in several ways. He throws a strike 0-2. They're both 21. They were both taken early in the 2012 draft. Correa number 1 overall. McCullers number 41 overall. Correa passed on what could have been a bigger signing bonus, so that money could be used on other players, and one of those was McCullers. Altuve tosses to Carter in time. Tricky little play for round number 1.
Eric Ibar's been around the game a long time, but he's still scooting down the line. A little slow roller. Altuve knew he was going to have to hurry to some degree, but you also have to wait until your first baseman is ready for the throw.
That's what made it tricky. He got it over to Carter just in time. Ibar hustling. Out number 1. Cole Calhoun, who lined out to a reaching Marwin Gonzalez in left field, is the batter. He tops it foul. Oh, Astros fans could visualize Correa and McCullers being linked together for a long time. The way their careers are starting.
Well, that would be a very good thing.
That's rollover foul, 0-2. Lance is represented by Scott Boras. And in view of all the furor over Matt Harvey and his innings pitched this year, we had a brief conversation about Lance's innings, which have exceeded any from any previous professional season. One and two, of course, totally different. There's no comparison between Matt Harvey, who had Tommy John surgery, and Lance McCullers. Now, McCullers in 2013 was shut down after August 15th. He pitched at Quad Cities that year through 104 innings. That's the most he had thrown in any pro season prior to this season. Now he's exceeded that by quite a bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But he said Scott Boras, with his pitching clients, makes them aware of the history of pitchers and various problems that may arise from piling on a lot more innings than the previous year. And then the pitchers decide, and he wants to pitch. Line drive caught by Carter. 2 outs. And as you know, McCullers went to Corpus Christi for a couple of weeks to try to keep that innings load down for Lance. But now he's ready to go. He's in full bore. He wants to pitch.
And not one word of that about Lance McCullers surprises me. He's a true gamer.
It's just never been an issue here the way it was in New York. Of course, again, totally different because of the Tommy John surgery with Harvey, but that's turned out to be a circus. Mike Trout called time late. He ripped the 2-run homer in the first. You know, Harvey put out a statement on some player's website rather than addressing the media about his intentions, and he wants to pitch, but the doctors have said 180 innings should be about the limit for him, and he's just about at that right now. A couple of nights ago he pitched and pitched very well. 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, was pulled from the game, and the Yankees beat the Mets after he came out. So there's an issue for Terry Collins, who hates having to pull Harvey early in games to keep the innings down, and they want to keep him in play for postseason. It's really turned out to be a mess. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Angels have lost their last 6 games here at Minute Maid Park and 11 of their last 14. Inside, and it's 3-1 now to Trout with Pujols on deck. But Trout breaking into new ground here with this 40 home run season. He had 36 last year. This is the 3rd year in the majors he's hit at least 30. Tigers have a combined no-hitter going tonight. But they pulled their starting pitcher, so we'll keep an eye on that for you.
You know, there have been a lot of comparisons between Mike Trout and Mickey Mantle. And at first when I started hearing that stuff, I thought that's really unfair. It's not fair to compare somebody to Mickey Mantle. This guy's bigger, and I don't know that he's stronger, but he's got more body to be able to drive the baseball. I mean, it's phenomenal what Mickey Mantle did. If this guy keeps ascending the way he has been, it's going to be something.
Got him on a high heater, and Lance McCullers has put up a couple of zeros after that 3 spot in the first. 3-2 Angels.
As we move to the bottom of the 3rd. Guys having a lot of fun in the clubhouse before today's game, celebrating Carlos Correa's 21st birthday. They were all giving him some good-natured ribbing about finally being legal, and if they should actually win anything, hey, there might be a celebration and might be able to actually sip some champagne legally. Although Carlos doesn't drink, he admitted that if they win something, yeah, he might take a sip or two. He also spent the day with his family. He said he had a great home-cooked meal from his mom. Best way he could imagine to spend his 21st birthday, guys.
Did he have chicken and rice and plantains again?
I think he did, yeah. Good call, Brownie.
Well, after last night, why not stick with it? He could go on the Wade Boggs
Stay with
plan.
what works.
Yeah, that was ball 1 to George Springer. Now a strike, and it's 1-1.
That's arroz con pollo.
It is, okay. We're good with that. Correa's on deck. Springer trying to get something started. He pops it up. Cron is calling. That's 1 out for Santiago.
Our Geico quote of the day is Hector Santiago on Carlos Correa's 469-foot homer that came on September 12th. If you're going to hit them long, you might as well hit them for show. I seriously watched him go into second base and the ball was still in the air. That might be a stretch, but it was pretty close to it. He's hit a couple of monster home runs in Anaheim.
4 home runs against the Angels this season for Correa. And he looks at ball 1. He struck out looking in the first inning. Daniel Norris started for Detroit tonight. He was pulled from the game after 5 no-hit innings, 63 pitches. Now it's a combined no-hit bid. Buck Farmer worked the 6th. Ian Kroll worked the 7th. The White Sox trailed Detroit 1-0 with the no-hitter still intact. And they're in the bottom of the 7th now. Correa looks at it, and the count runs to 3-0. Texas Rangers are playing later tonight in Oakland. Cleveland nothing, Minnesota nothing after 2. It's 3-1.
Give me that one again at 89.
Now Minnesota has scored twice in the bottom of the 3rd to lead Cleveland 2-0. Ball 4. 3rd walk for Santiago. Dave Hodgins, the hitting coach, really liked the Astros' approach last night against Jared Weaver.
Pretty close. You see that number 4 there. That's the one I was saying. Let's bring that one back.
Maybe Jed Lowry will see one of those. Jed worked the count full and hit a fly ball to right field in the 2nd inning. We have a birthday boy here tonight. Grady Motzney, 4 years old, here with his family. His dad is David Motzney. Fly ball out to right center field for Trout. Taking that one in, and it's out number 2. Correa went back to first base, but did not try to advance. 2 away, and it's Evan Gattis now. Gattis hit a fly ball to Trout in the 2nd inning himself. The Astros had 5 straight winning months, but they're 7-12 in September, trying to regroup and put together yet a 6th solid month in a row. If they do have a winning record in September, that's really going to enhance their chances to be a playoff team. They lead Minnesota by 3 games right now for the 2nd wild card. That one almost hit Gattis, ball 1.
I don't think anybody comes out of spring training, though, saying we want to be a wild card team.
No.
And so I know the Astros are dead focused right now on winning this division.
Definitely. Now that wild card is a 1-game playoff with the other wild card team. That's a crapshoot.
That crapshoot, though, produced a World Series last year, and it's not the first time a wild card has won the World Series.
Certainly true. But as a former player, would you prefer a best-of-5 playoff to a 1-game playoff?
It's all the Astros got back in 1980 against the Phillies when you went one division against the other division to go to the World Series. That was it. Best of 5.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
Something freakish could happen in just a single-game playoff. The excitement is running high, certainly. Loser dropping out after that 1 game. 3-0 Gattis. Green light. Line drive, right field corner. Correa will go to third base. Cole Calhoun with Gattis going to 2nd. Gets it back in. And that's a double as Gattis gets the green light on 3-0 and hits his 19th 2-base hit of the year.
I got to admit, watching Evan Gattis go around first base, I thought, whoa, throw a rope around him. I felt like Cole Calhoun, had he come up committed to fire to second base, would have made life really tough on Evan Gattis.
I have to agree with you.
Pretty nice job here, slicing one the other way. No question about Correa. But Calhoun just almost didn't have second base in his mind, it appeared. Yeah, that wasn't the focus.
He had to run a long way to get to that ball. Marwin Gonzalez ripped a homer to left. Ground ball rolling out to shortstop Ibar, who throws to first. And for the Astros, it's no runs a hit, 2 men left. 3-2 Angels through 3.
The Hispanic Heritage Street Fest presented by Montejo. The Street Fest will now take place this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 12 to accommodate the new 12:05 game time. Enjoy live Latin music, food trucks, and games with a valid game ticket. For more information, visit Astros.com/Hispanic Heritage, or you can call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Albert Pujols leads it off and cranks a line drive to left field. Marwin Gonzalez over. Pujols nailed that one, but it's out number one.
I don't know if this is the game plan in facing Pujols, but might need some alteration.
Albert, incidentally, with that home run he hit the first time up, past Manny Ramirez with number 556.
That's just a baseball centered up right there.
David Murphy follows, showing bunt, taking ball one. Murphy struck out in the first inning. Urban Santana's on the mound for the Minnesota Twins, leading Cleveland 3-0 in the third inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Indians are a tough opponent right now. Two balls and a strike. The Angels will finish the season against the Texas Rangers. 2-2. They'll be going home next to meet Seattle. Out to Lowry. 2 outs. McCullers gave up 3 hits to the first 4 batters, 2 of them back-to-back homers. Since then, only one man has reached. Freese was hit by a pitch, but he was erased on a double play ball. C.J. Cron struck out in the first inning. Right-handed hitters had been hitting just 205 the last 3 starts against McCullers' fastball, but he got rocked in that first inning and he's regrouped. Foul back for strike 1. Boy, in American League games, that is so important for a starting pitcher to be able to stay in after giving up a crooked number. Not only stay in, but pitch effectively and take some of the load off the bullpen. And McCullers has turned his game around so far.
He's not going to back away from any challenge.
One and 2 on the tight breaking pitch. Struck him out with a weak swing for Cron. Strikeout number 4 for McCullers. In the middle of the 4th inning, it's 3-2 Angels.
the first Houston Astro ever to reach 30 homers and 30 steals in a single season. With this stolen base on September 22nd, 1997, it came in Cincinnati. He did it again in 1999 and remains the only first baseman in National League history to accomplish that feat. He did a lot of things a lot of other players never did.
Chris Carter leads it off, home fourth inning. Carter rocked a homer to right center field. There's ball one, 3-2 Angels. Carter now is 5 for 13 with 2 homers against Santiago. Chris has had some effective starts for the Astros here in the month of September after not playing a whole lot for a few weeks. 2 balls, no strikes. To his credit, he has kept himself ready, and he's been delivering. High to left field. Let's see if this might be able to tie it. Now, left fielder is right there, Murphy. We're on number 1.
Get back to talking about Jeff Bagwell. We can talk for a long, long time. 171 home runs between 95 and 99, 12 in that time frame. 113 stolen bases, 179 RBIs, 11. He was 7th in doubles in that time frame, and he was just getting started. Terrific player.
1 out, and it's Jason Castro. Castro walked in the 2nd inning. Take strike 1 here with Jake Marisnick on deck. Phillies 5, Marlins nothing. They're in the bottom of the 7th in Miami. The Phillies have announced that their interim manager Pete McCannon will be coming back next year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Darren Ruff hit his 9th. Cody Ashley his 10th home run for the Phils tonight. Aaron Harang is on the mound, pitching shutout ball for them against Miami. One ball, 2 strikes. Santiago trying to square his record at 9-9. Delivers a ball, and it's 2-2. Angels went 10-19 in August. Castro strikes out. 2 down, 2nd strikeout for Santiago. Jake Marisnick will follow. He had a 4-pitch walk in the 2nd inning. Jake is hitting .207 against left-handed pitching this year, but he's hit 7 of his 9 homers off southpaws. Yankees and Blue Jays are tied 2-2, bottom of the 7th in Toronto. Strike to Marisnick. The Blue Jays have a 3.5 game lead over the Yankees. Severino started for the Yanks tonight. 6 innings, 2 earned runs allowed. He's out of the game. Marco Estrada, 6 2/3, 2 earned runs allowed for Toronto. He's gone. Kevin Pillar hit his 11th home run for the Blue Jays. In for a strike, 0-2. Toronto has a .573 winning percentage, second to Kansas City's .584 right now in the American League. Only 1.5 games though behind Kansas City for that best record. 1 and 2. The 2 wild card entries will play each other, and then the winner of that will play the team with the best winning percentage in the American League. Marisnick's down on strikes. That's number 3 for Santiago, and through 4 it's 3-2 Angels.
A little Name That Astro brought to you by your local Honda dealer. You know how it works. We'll give you some clues, and then you give us tweets. Let us know if you think you know who this is. Here we go. Clue number 1. Played for 8 different Major League Baseball teams. He was once among the top 10 in slugging percentage in the entire major leagues as an Astro. And he is not a fan of paleontology. Yeah, that's if you get that one, you deserve a blue star, as Milo would say. Give us a tweet. Let us know who you think this is. We'll have the answer for you a little bit more in the game. Guys, back to you.
You, of course, are a fan of paleontology, Bart.
I'm a huge paleontology guy. I am a dinosaur, after all.
I think that clue may have given it away to a lot of folks.
Might have. David Freese takes, and there's ball 1 opening the 5th inning. Freese was hit by a pitch on the batting helmet. He kind of ducked into a breaking ball from McCullers in the 2nd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCullers since then has retired 8 in a row. He gave up back-to-back homers in the first to Trout and Pujols. Lowry. 1 out. It's quite a 1-2 punch for the Angels, Trout and Pujols, but this lineup for them simply has not clicked the way they had hoped, and they are with now 3 runs tonight, 602 runs, 13th in the league. They've really struggled, and the pitching staff middle of the pack in ERA, so that's why it's been a rough ride for this Angel club this year. Chris Iannetta bounced into a 1-4-3 double play. McCullers deals ball 1. Orioles 4, Nationals 1, middle of the 8th inning in Washington. Ubaldo Jimenez had a good start for Baltimore. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Breaking ball from Lance is starting to really help him get some outs. There's that bottom of the knees, not called. And that's an area that really shouldn't miss as an umpire.
1-2.
Pitchers try to earn their livings right there.
The appeal went to first. He swung. Ted Barrett with a call. It's a strikeout of Iannetta. It's number 5 for McCullers.
Kick off your weekdays right here at Minute Maid Park with the best fireworks show in town, presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. The last Friday night fireworks of the season is this Friday when the Astros take on the Texas Rangers. For more information, visit astros.com/fireworks, or you can call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Taylor Featherston takes a breaker. There's strike 1 to him. He lined out to center in the 2nd inning. The Detroit no-hit bid remains alive through 8. White Sox now batting in the top of the 9th, trailing Detroit 1-0. Neftali Feliz in for the Tigers. No balls, 2 strikes. Feliz is the 5th pitcher to work for Brad Ausmus tonight. Daniel Norris started. He went 5. 1 inning each for Farmer, Kroll, and Verhagen. One and 2. Dallas Keuchel with a win last night is now 14-0 at home with a 1.47 ERA. That's the lowest American League home ERA since Nolan Ryan's 1.07 in 72. Still 1-2 on Featherston, so Keuchel will have 1 more home start this weekend.
This is a dangerous fastball that just flat gets away, and Featherston or anybody under that circumstance would be fortunate to get out of the way of that thing. But you can see how Featherston turned back toward catcher and umpire,
right,
and that really is the key.
Now a ball that hits Castro off the bat. He limps out of there.
Another pitch that really got away from Lance. It's a breaking ball this time, but he's not finishing his last couple of pitches.
White Sox have broken up that no-hit bid by Detroit in the 9th inning. With 1 out in the 9th. Tyler Saladino, the third baseman for Chicago, got a hit.
Sure seems like the ninth inning is really cool to no-hit bids.
Yeah. Correa, slick play to his left, and he guns it to get Featherston. That's 11 in a row set down by McCullers, and now the Astros trailing 3-2. Have Altuve, Springer, and Correa due up in the home fifth. Presented by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Jack in the Box. Taste the new spicy nacho chicken sandwich munchie meal tonight only at Jack in the Box. And by Texas Bay Credit Union. Texas Bay Credit Union is the official credit union of the Houston Astros. Join today. And join the bottom of the fifth inning. 3-2. The Angels lead the Astros. Both teams have back-to-back homers. Jose Altuve is 0 for 2. Two fly balls to center field for Altuve. This one goes to right center field. That will shoot the gap. Extra bases. Altuve will get at least two. Picked up on the warning track. Calhoun, he will stop it right there with a leadoff double for Altuve. That's his 34th two-base hit of the year.
And that was almost in that range where he thinks three. In fact, I would imagine he was thinking three, but also realizing he doesn't want to make that first out like that. Pretty job. He gets through the baseball so well.
George Springer will try to do something about it after that leadoff double. Presented with this RBI opportunity. He is 0 for 2. He's hit the ball in the air both times tonight. Showing bunt. He looks at ball one with Correa on deck. You mentioned earlier that Santiago has not been victimized by many extra base hits by the Astros. He had given up 3 homers, but other than that, it had been hard for them to find extra base hits against him this year. It allowed just 8 hits and 3 starts coming into this game. Tonight, he's given up 4 hits, all extra base hits.
I'd like to see George take a shot toward right field rather than just laying down a bunt. George got it red hot, had that 5-hit night in Chicago this year. It was all about going toward right and center field. Actually surprised to see Santiago trying to work away. Now the up factor I get, see if you can get Springer to pop one up maybe, but pitching away says go ahead and hit it away, and that would move Altuve.
Ball 4, not close. Fourth walk for Santiago tonight, and he's had 2 of those on 4 pitch walks. Now that sets up a possible double play. Correa is the batter. Correa took strike 3 in the first inning. He walked in the third. Jed Lowry's on deck. The Astros are 6th in runs scored. Mike Butcher making a trip to the mound again for the Angels. Fresno is in front of Columbus 7-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning tonight at El Paso in the 1-game AAA championship series. Fernando Salas warming up for the Angels. Chris Davinsky is pitching for Fresno. We heard some very good things about Chris Davinsky from Doug Brocail on the field tonight. Doug has joined the Astros for a few days here after the end of the AA season. He was the pitching coach for Corpus Christi and worked with Chris Davinsky.
Tyler White just keeps on raking, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's had an interesting year and should get a long look in spring training, one would think.
By the way, that lengthy conversation on the mound would have nothing to do with bunt. There's no way the Angels or the Astros are thinking about having Correa bunt.
What would the conversation be about?
You know, and I was actually trying to put myself through that. Today's pitching coaches, they're really asked to impart a lot, and I'm sure there was some wisdom there, but it's about what kind of pitch is needed to get Correa out, because you know the Angels are not going to commit to a bunt with Correa, nor are the Astros.
And ball 1. So 5 straight balls here for Santiago.
How you maybe get Correa to put it on the ground versus a long ball right here.
And a turn back towards second. Altuve was picked off second on the inside move by right-hander Jared Weaver last night.
That also may have been part of it. A lot of speed on the bases, and the likelihood of the Astros to try to exploit the running game.
Oh, a double steal with both the potential time run at third, potential go-ahead run at second base here. Chris Davinsky has not given up a hit tonight in 4 1/3 innings for Fresno. John Singleton got his 84th RBI. In the air, but not deep. Calhoun, with both runners tagging, is going to fire it to third, and he has a big-time arm. 1 out. 19 outfield assists last year and this year combined from the former left-handed catcher.
Yeah, it's just not deep enough. Altuve tried to make a bluff from second, but that's all it was. Too much risk of running into a double play. And see Eric Aybar, the cutoff man, really backed into a good position there.
Jed Lowry is 0 for 2 tonight. He is 0 for 17 in his career against Santiago. He takes strike 1. We had a question on Twitter, Ash. Why aren't there more left-handed catchers? What is the problem for a left-handed catcher?
I've heard that question many times. I honestly don't think there is a problem. If there is one, how about a little more difficult to throw to third base on the steal of third? But then again, a lot easier to try to pick off down at first.
Turn towards second. Altuve back.
Some traditions are just not let loose. And you don't have left-handed catchers apparently, but I don't see anything really holding a guy back.
Time was called after that lengthy delay.
And how about this? It wouldn't hurt to have a little left-handed thinking call in the game, would it?
No, not at all.
This pitch is going to wind up being just a bit outside.
Only about 8 feet.
That's a hard thing on pitchers. They've got their head turned. They're not looking at the plate. Then comes the timeout, and that can lead to problems.
Lowry fouls it back. Good swing. 0-2.
I wonder about a guy like Rick Ankiel. He ran into the thing issue from the mound. He's a rare bird in terms of that. It's usually catcher, second baseman, something like that. But I wonder where that stemmed from for Rick and for anybody else on the mound who's had that.
Lowry fouls it.
It's a big circle on the backside of the baseball. It's slider.
As Ash mentioned, Santiago was an all-star this year. Very low ERA the first half of the season. Lowry takes a close one. 1-2. In the first half, Santiago's ERA was 2.33, third in the league at the break. He's never beaten Houston in 8 career games, 6 starts. But has certainly pitched well. Lowry on a foul tip strikes out. It's number 4 for Santiago.
The Astros are 1 out away from letting what looked like a very promising inning starting out to get away. Well, it's clear they were going to stay in.
Evan Gattis on a 3-0 pitch ripped a double to right field in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. On Saturday in Oakland, it'll be Hudson versus Zito. Giants and A's. In the air and on the infield, Ibar moves in for it. Promising start, but no runs, 1 hit, 2 men stranded for the Astros in the 5th. 3-2 Angels.
It's time for our progressive fan of the game. You know, we've been talking about Carlos Correa's 21st birthday all day long. Well, our progressive fan of the game turned 16 today, Ryan Ziblock. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Did you know that you shared a birthday with Carlos Correa?
No, I did not.
Can you imagine 5 years from now starting at shortstop for a major league team?
That would be pretty cool, but I couldn't.
Couldn't do that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, so what else did you do for your birthday?
I really didn't do anything. I just kind of did school and everything, but
yeah.
Other than that, no.
And you got the whole Ziblock crew here? Who's with you?
Okay, this is my cousin Dawson, and my dad, and then my other cousin, Peter.
Okay. So you're going to get your driver's license the whole bit now. You're 16.
Yes, sir.
So the rest of Houston is forewarned. He's about to get his license. I say that, and his dad immediately starts sweating, Brownie. Start talking about his son driving. Hey, happy birthday, buddy. And it's good for you share the same birthday with Carlos.
Yeah.
I'll tell him after the game.
Okay, thank you.
He'll be thrilled.
Yeah.
Brownie, back to you.
And tell his dad he wants a Corvette, Bart.
That's right. He wants a Corvette, Dad.
2 balls, no strikes to Eric Ibar. Ibar led off the game with a bunt single and scored. He's 1 for 2. Fastball is in for a strike for Lance McCullers. 2-1.
See pitch number 2. That's in the strike zone. No call made. This one he gets. Boy, it's tough when you hit that knees and can't get the strike call.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Ibar, who's 31 years old, from the Dominican Republic. He won a Gold Glove in 2011. His older brother Willie was an infielder with the Braves. He and Howie Kendrick were a good combination for years for the Angels. Breaking pitch struck him out looking. It's number 6. He's still standing there, quizzing Chris Conroy about the call.
You can read, among other things, outside. Maybe not. Another breaking ball. The breaking ball from Lance McCullers has become a mandate here this evening. That fastball, though really good in velocity early on, was getting crushed.
Cole Calhoun has line to left and line to first. Got a question for you about that last pitch, about Jason Castro, the way he received it.
Yep.
Strike. Breaking pitch outside corner. He drops down on his left knee. Does that give the umpire the illusion that it's closer to the plate than it really is? Dropping down on that knee.
You know, I'm going to give you a catcher's answer. I don't know. Take a look and see what Jason does here. Of course, from this angle, I'm not sure I can get the read, but my hunch is an umpire would say it has no impact on me. I don't know that that's a truthful answer.
I think they would say that, yes.
Yeah. What I've always felt on that glove side for a catcher is you want to get the the fingers of the glove around the baseball. Don't let the glove keep going in that direction, which we've seen some catchers do this year.
In for a strike, 2-2.
But your question is a good one, and I don't know the answer.
Yankees 3, Blue Jays 2, top of the 9th in Toronto. Seattle's having a huge night with the bats. Struck him out. Number 7 for McCullers.
Well, when something doesn't work, even though it was a great looking fastball early, turn to Uncle Charlie.
Mike Trout ripped the 2-run homer in the first inning. He struck out in the 3rd. Trout leads the American League in offensive WAR, wins above replacement, 7.9, second in the majors. Ball 1. Pujols and Trout are only the second Angels duo to notch 35 homers or more in the same season. Garrett Anderson, Troy Gloss, and Mo Vaughn did it in 2000. Bryce Harper is the MLB WAR leader at 8.9.
It's really intriguing to me that Mike Trout is pulling a higher number than Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
And I assume there's defense mixed in there.
Supposedly.
A couple of years ago, 3 years ago, Trout was a great defensive player in the WAR ratings, and then the following year he wasn't very good.
Correa to his right, quick throw. Out at first on a close call. Correa had to hurry, and he made the play in excellent fashion. That's 14 in a row set down by McCullers and the Astros to keep it close, 3-2 Los Angeles.
So the Astros need to get a rally going here to win this thing, and you should hope that they do, because when the Astros win, you win. Every time the Astros win on Tuesday, you get 50% off your pizza order on Wednesday at Papa John's. Use promo code ASTROS at papajohns.com. Brownie, back up to you.
Thanks, Bart. Marwin Gonzalez leads it off, 3-2 Angels. Papa John's right there. Marwin ripped the first of 2 consecutive homers for the Astros back in the second inning, taking a 1-0 pitch out to left field for his 11th of the year. And then Chris Carter followed. In tight to Marwin, and it's ball 1 with Hector Santiago battling for win number 9 of the year. Already it's the most he's won in a major league season. Seattle is bombing away against Kansas City. 11-0 Mariners in Kansas City. Bottom of the 5th inning right now. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Robinson Cano has hit a pair of homers, giving him 19. Montero hit number 5. Seager number 25. Miller number 10. Jeremy Guthrie gave up 8 earned runs in 2 1/3 innings. Royals changed their closers today. They've announced that Wade Davis will be their closer for the rest of the season, not Greg Holland. Fernando Salas and Ramos, who pitched briefly last night, are warming up. Cesar Ramos for the Angels. With the pitch count at 79 now for Santiago. And for a strike, that makes it 3-1 to Marwin, with Carter and Castro to follow in the Astros 6th. So the Mariners are really kicking up their heels tonight. Texas and Oakland have a later start in Oakland. Ball 4. Marwin draws a leadoff walk. That's the 5th walk for Santiago.
And now Jack in the Box takes us inside the box score. Let's look at those WAR ratings we were talking about, guys. Mike Trout, Josh Donaldson, the WAR that they carry. Carlos Correa leads the club at 3.7. Jose Altuve is next. George Springer, Jed Lowry, Carlos Gomez. But yeah, that's intriguing when you consider that Carlos Correa has not been with the club all season long, and yet and that's an accumulated number, by the way, and Jose Altuve is second on the club. It's always intriguing how that number accrues.
Probably not in the forefront of most baseball fans' minds.
No, I agree.
It's a hard number to translate, so to speak, because it's an attempt to combine every essence of a player into one number, and offensive, defensive play, all that into one number, and it's just very difficult to buy into that.
Well,
right?
and the offensive side, Brownie, I'll buy, because you can quantify it with the numbers. You can just say, well, there are the numbers. You can see it. But on the defensive side, when you've got human beings, and they're different in every case, analyzing what they saw in a particular play and determining that a guy is a plus defender or a minus defender, I have a problem there.
Oh, wait a minute. He missed that ball by a foot. That's going to cost him .1 on his WAR.
Had he missed it by less than a foot, though, would you have given him a little more credit for having better range?
Why not? It's something to talk about. And we have a pitching change here. Angels have a 3-2 lead. They have just had a leadoff walk here from Santiago here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And now they've called Fernando Salas out of their bullpen, with the Astros having received 5 walks in this game. Mike Scioscia deemed this time to make the move. Santiago could still be the winning pitcher, but he won't be happy with the fact that he did not get an out in the 6th inning tonight, Ash.
Yeah, and he was upset. He had a little, maybe, I don't know that he was getting overly heated. It looked like he might have been with home plate umpire Chris Conroy, but I think he felt like, and I've pointed out that with Lance McCullers, there have been some good pitches thrown that were called balls. Anyway, they went through it a little bit, and Mike Scioscia went and broke it up. Fernando Salas comes in, 65th appearance on the year. By the way, 15-man bullpen for the Angels tonight, so I think Mike Scioscia's got enough to work with. 59 innings on the year, 56 hits, so just about 1 per, and 7 home runs against him.
Chris Carter, who's 2 for 5 with a homer against Salas, would be the batter. He ripped a homer to right field in the 2nd inning. Chris 1 for 2 in this game. And Salas, the 30-year-old veteran, began his career in the Mexican League. He's from Mexico. Then he joined the St. Louis Cardinals. They traded him along with David Freese to the Angels after the 2013 season. He has served this club well. He pitched quite often for St. Louis. Carter is ready now. Astros have seen a lot of Fernando Salas this year. That's strike 1.
See that last pitch thrown by Santiago. Catcher sets up inside, gets it inside, and it was a ball. But it's pitches 3 and 4 there that were called balls earlier in the sequence that were, by our accounting, in the strike zone. And I think that's what really sets it up for a pitcher to be upset. That's where you wind up walking the guy.
Numbers for Carter against Salas, 1-1. Well, sometimes pitchers are removed because of their frustration.
Yeah. Get a guy that can't see straight because he's not getting strikes called, and it's not going to do you much good.
Carter takes, and it's 1-2 to Chris with Castro on deck. Tuesday night at Minute Maid Park. Wednesday at 1:10 will be the next game. And that'll do it for the season series between these two clubs. Mike Fiers goes tomorrow against Nick Tropiano, the former Astro. Carter's down on strikes. That's punch out number 5 for Angel pitching. Castro walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th.
Get that leadoff man on. And then in particular, you look back to what the Astros did when they had in the 5th inning, the leadoff double followed by a walk, and then stranded those guys, never even advanced them. Can't let that keep happening in a game like this.
Salas is facing the Astros for the 10th time this season. This is the 18th game between the two clubs. Foul for strike 1. He has a 3.68 ERA so far against Houston this year. For his career 27 outings against the Astros with a 2.36. Pitched well in that series 10 days ago in Anaheim. Snap throw to first from Iannetta, and Gonzalez went diving back into the bag. That's how he hurt his left hand about 10 days ago. No balls, 2 strikes.
When you see a snap throw like this coming your way and you've got a bit of a lead down at first base, you forget about all that other stuff. You just simply got to get back.
Yep. Jake Marisnick's on deck. 4 hits for the Astros, 3 for the Angels tonight. No errors in the game. Five times Salas has gotten a hold against the Astros this year. Tried for another one here, but he misses, and it's 1-2. The Angels are without one of their best setup men, Joe Smith, who sprained an ankle in Minneapolis before coming here. Orban making his rounds. Up the middle, Salas goes to Ibar. Ibar relaying on to first to Cron for a 1-6-3 double play. We move to the 7th inning, 3-2 Los Angeles.
Has come via the long ball. Mike Trout got it started back in the first inning. Man aboard, a 2-run shot, his 40th on the year. Albert Pujols immediately followed as he slammed one up against the wall in left field. Made it 3-0. The Astros came back with 2 outs. Marwin hit a shot to left field. So it's 3-1. And they would get one more back-to-back. Chris Carter doing the honors here. They do it with 2 outs. And again, that's all the scoring, 3-2, as we now move to the 7th inning.
And for Lance McCullers, he's kept his pitch count down by retiring 14 in a row. Has not allowed a hit since the Pujols home run in the first. Pujols comes around for the 3rd time now. He lined out to left with a good swing back in the 4th inning. Pujols looks at ball 1. Many of those who have seen this Angel Club play all season feel that this needs to be put in the win column for them to feel like they have any kind of a decent chance. 1 ball, 1 strike. A loss tonight would make them 1 game over 500 at 76 and 75. Grounded foul, 3rd base side. 1-2. Minnesota remains in front of Cleveland 3-1 after 6 tonight in Minnesota. Texas and Oakland about to get started in about another minute. 25,671 the paid attendance here. Last night's crowd was 25,318. Tomorrow a 110 game. And then Thursday's a day off for the Astros. The Astros players will be taking part in a charity golf tournament and open up Friday night with Texas here. 2-2 final week at home for the Astros with this 51-25 home record, the best in the American League. Then they go on the road where they're 29-46, 3 in Seattle, 3 in Arizona. Flared, and Altuve goes out into center field. That will drop in for a hit. A looping single for Pujols. He's 2 for 3.
He may not be able to beat out infield hits anymore with that bad toe, but no defense against this kind of little shot. Jam shot. Strong like bull and push it into center field.
It's a good pitch. Not a whole lot a pitcher can do about that. Pujols aboard. He's a slow runner. David Murphy is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. The infield is shifted around, playing Murphy to pull. Strike to Murphy.
Thank goodness for that breaking ball slider from Lance McCullers tonight. Otherwise he would have been in the creek very, very early.
Murphy's a .309 career hitter against Houston. That staple breaking pitch. It's a strike and it's 0-2.
Yeah, the numbers are going to look really skewed when you look at this game and you see the pie charts and how many pitches were thrown, fastballs and breaking balls. It's going to be really heavy on that breaking ball for Lance, but he's needed it tonight.
Poke foul. Martin Perez will start for the Rangers tonight in Oakland against Sean Nolan in a matchup of lefties. They probably have a day game there Thursday, since the Rangers have to get into Houston for the Friday night game. Tap to first base. Carter takes a look at second, and the out is turned in at first. 1 out. Pujols to second base.
If you're going to have any shot at getting that lead out, you've got to charge that slowly hit ground ball. Chris Carter laid back, and that left no shot at second. We've seen Marwin make this play recently, just coming in hard on the baseball.
One out. Jay Crone has struck out both times tonight. Yankees lead 3-2 at Toronto. The Blue Jays are batting in the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees are trying to clip a game off the Blue Jays lead and get it back to a 2.5 game margin. Strike. If the season ended today, the Astros and the Yankees would play each other in the 1-game wild card playoff game. And the winner would advance to play the team with the best record in the American League.
And that game would be played in New York,
yes,
where the Astros took 2 out of 3.
That's true. A strike makes it 0-2. Jose Alvarez and Trevor Gott are working in the Angel bullpen right now. Alvarez, the lefty. Chad Qualls at work for Houston. Right now, Kansas City with a .584 winning percentage, although getting drubbed tonight, has a slim lead on Toronto for the best record. So if the season ended today, Kansas City would play the winner of that wild card playoff. A swing by Crone and a miss. Castro throwing to first, and here's Pujols going to third and beating that return throw from Carter. Out number 2 on the strikeout. Strikeout number 8. Pretty bold base running by Pujols.
By a guy who hasn't even been able to run hard on little infield ground balls. This Carter, the footwork was not right to anticipate that play. I don't know who was hollering down there and how much, but that's just sneaking one. Now Castro's got to eventually get this out, but see how Carter was backing into foul territory instead of moving into the baseball?
Yeah.
Doesn't help at all.
David Freese looks at strike 1. The play was fielder's choice on Pujols, getting him to third base. Freese was hit by a pitch in the second and then hit the ground ball to Lowry his second time up. Well, that McCullers breaking pitch is consistent tonight.
One after another, throwing it for a strike, and probably throwing it for a strike consistently because he's been throwing it consistently.
Crowd is behind McCullers in this 3-2 game. Blue Jays got a run in the ninth to tie the Yankees 3-3. They're still batting against Andrew Miller.
I would have appealed that one.
Doesn't cost anything.
Not a bit. Sometimes you can lose credibility, no question, if you start doing it too much. But that bat started like that on that slider.
Just off the plate, it's 2-2.
Money with that pitch.
Now 106 pitches for McCullers. This is looking like his last inning. Maybe his last hitter with Qualls warming up. Now full count on Freese.
Were I a wagering man, it would be all on breaking ball right here on the 3-2.
He gets it, but it's foul. Freese has walked 26 times this year. Well, there are a lot of hitters who will look good taking a pitch for, we'll say, strike 2, but when it gets to 2 strikes, they become different hitters. They will expand. Foul back. Good at bat for Freese.
Quite a battling night for Lance. Thought he had great stuff in the first inning, but the Angels were all over that great stuff. And I think Lance has that mentality of, I don't believe there's a hitter who can hit my stuff.
Freese fouls it back again. This is just a whale of a confrontation here. It's causing McCullers to be overextended on pitches to 110. Not that he doesn't have something left in the tank. He's 21 years old.
I think he's got a spare tank.
And he got him on a low pitch. Strikeout number 9 for McCullers. A very strong game tonight for Lance McCullers. No runs, a hit, and a man left. At 7th inning stretch time, it's a 1-run Angel lead, 3-2.
Carr. Nick Tropiano, you may recall that name with the Astros last year, came up, did a nice job in September. Moved on in a trade to the Angels. He's 2-2 on the year, and that ERA over the 5 mark. So he doesn't come in hot. You got Mike Fiers, he of the no-hitter, 7-10, 364. And a big one either way Regardless of the outcome tonight, a very big one again for the Astros.
Three to 2 ball game here. The Angels lead it. Caleb Cowart has checked in at third base for David Freese. There's Cowart at third. Fernando Salas still on the mound. Jake Marisnick leads it off. Altuve and Springer to follow in the Astros 7th inning. Marisnick is 0 for 1 with a walk. He struck out in the 4th inning. Fouls it back. There's strike one. The Angels are hanging in here by 1. The Rangers got a run in the top of the 1st at Oakland. And still batting with 2 outs and a runner at second. 1-0 Rangers over the Athletics. Twins lead the Indians 3-1 in the 7th in Minnesota. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blue Jays have a runner at second in the bottom of the 9th, tied with the Yankees 3-3. Flared foul, and it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Jake. This Angel bullpen has a 3.80 ERA for the season. "17 blown saves for the Angel relievers this year. 2-2 for Marisnick. If the Astros get him aboard, they have a speedy runner on base. Each club with 4 hits and no errors after the 2nd inning. We were expecting a wild and choppy ride tonight, but nothing has been happening on the scoreboard since it was 3-2 after 2.
See, that's what winds up happening when the airplane pilot sends that warning out there. Make sure and buckle up. We've got rough weather coming in. It winds up being the smoothest flight you've ever had.
Exactly. How could you ever figure out baseball?
No way. If you think you got it figured, get ready for some serious trouble.
Marisnick flares 1 foul again. Puts up a battle at a 2-2 count. Astros have been a very good come-from-behind team this season. The Angels know all about that. Largest comeback was from a 4-run deficit. 38 times they've come from behind to win games. When they have trailed after 6 innings, they've come back to win 11 times. 229 runs scored from the 7th inning on, the major league leading team. And that trend started early the year. Marisnick has a 3-2 pitch coming.
Yeah, that was a big part of the rapid start the Astros broke from the blocks with.
And the players seem to have it in their DNA. They've proved it so many times that it's definitely in their heads, especially at home. The at-bat continues at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just a much more confident group in this ballpark. This will be the 9th pitch coming to Marisnick in this at bat. Trout is well over into right center field. Murphy into left center. Marisnick coaxes a walk. Boy, did he work for that one. 6th walk for Angel pitching, and now Mike Scioscia will make a change. He's already indicated to the bullpen that Salas is going to be leaving this game. 6 walks for Angel pitching, and Salas, who got 3 outs facing 2 batters in the 6th inning, will now leave. We'll be right back with a score 3-2 Angels.
7th inning. Time now for our AT&T call to the bullpen. As hard-throwing right-hander Trevor Gott comes in for the Angels. 41st appearance. Good ERA, good whip. And very good at home. Scuffled a bit on the road, and the Astros would love to continue that trend. Just a youngster, and he can bring it. 23 years of age.
.18 whip for Trevor Gott. He's faced the Astros 4 times. He has not given up a run to them. Now inheriting the runner, Marisnick at first. Gott had a rough outing in Minnesota. He allowed a game-tying homer to Miguel Sano in the 7th inning Saturday in Game 1 of the doubleheader, and was charged with his second blown save of the season. Jose Altuve will face him with Marisnick at first and nobody out. Altuve ripped a double to right center, leading off the home 5th inning, and then the Astros were not able to advance him. He's 1 for 3. Gott became the first player in Angels history to begin his major league career with 9 consecutive scoreless outings of at least 1 inning pitch. He brings it in at strike 1 at 95. Trevor, 23 years old. He was born in Lexington, Kentucky, and he stayed right there to go to the University of Kentucky. Marisnick takes off. There's a shot foul. 0-2.
With Altuve, pardon me, Brownie, shooting toward right field there. Sure had the appearance of a hit and run.
Yeah, it did, and he's so good at doing that. The runner moving and hitting the ball behind him into right field. Marisnick 21 for 28. Springer on deck. And the throw goes over there, and it was about a 95-mile-per-hour throw to first base, too. He didn't take anything off those. San Diego drafted him in the 6th round in 2013. He came to the Angels in a trade a year ago, along with Houston Street. Foul tip, and Altuve strikes out.
Yeah, I guess my question is, how does a kid with an arm like this hold on in the draft until the 6th round? And I'm going to guess, as you see Altuve strike out and a costly first out, the fact that he's only 6 feet and now listed at 190 pounds, and maybe then he was closer to 170, who's to say?
Right.
But scouts love the big guys.
George Springer's 0 for 2 with a walk. The last time he faced Trevor Gott was about 9 days ago. He got a hit off him. Ball 1. That was in the series in Anaheim. But that was the only hit Gott allowed in that game in his 1 inning, and he protected a 2-0 lead in the 8th at that time. And the Astros had the big 9th inning to come from behind and win it. Correa's on deck. Outside, 2-0.
Gott's also pretty quick to the plate and cuts down on any thought about trying to run straight up. And Springer's not the kind of guy who makes that steady contact, so it's tough to put the hit and run on.
Broken bat roller outside the first base bag. 2-1 to Springer. Yankees and Blue Jays are tied 3-3 in the top of the 10th now in Toronto. Tigers beat the White Sox 2-1 in 10. A combined 2-hitter for Detroit. Braves stopped the Mets 6-2 in New York. Matt Whistler had a 9-start winless drought, and he finally broke through to beat the Mets. Cubs are shutting out the Brewers in Chicago 4-0 in the top of the 9th inning. Springer with strike 2 as a 2-2 count. We've got Yadier Molina injury for the Cardinals. Some think that they are vulnerable now.
Count me among them.
Yeah. Cubs are 6 behind St. Louis. The Pirates are 4 back. And another throw goes over on Marisnick. It's Jake Arrieta shooting for win number 20 of the season tonight for the Cubs. And he's doing it in grand fashion. He needs one more out for a complete game shutout. He has struck out 11. With one walk, his ERA currently 1.88. Marisnick goes back to first. Zach Greinke's been the ERA leader in the National League, but Arrieta commanding a lot of attention. Chris Bryant hit his 26th homer tonight.
Staying away from George and his power all night long.
Runner going, fly ball, Trout over into left center field. Marisnick will turn back toward first. 2 outs.
Keep up with the pennant races in true HD quality on MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live on more than 400 supported devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Visit MLB.TV today.
Carlos Correa comes to the plate 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. The Astros are 7-14 in one-run games since the All-Star break. In for strike one. Twins 3, Indians 1, top of the 8th in Minnesota. A strong game for Irvin Santana. He's given up 4 hits and 1 run through 7. Danny Salazar went 6 for Cleveland. He allowed 3 runs. God has really worked hard on keeping Marisnick close to first base. Marisnick goes, and it's fouled. 0-2.
Imagine the thinking there is, let's go ahead and take a shot with the speed of Marisnick. He's been a very successful base thief. And if he makes an out, you at least lead off the next inning, the 8th, with Carlos Correa at the plate.
Time is called, and the umpires are pointing to an area in the stands. Some kind of a distraction over there, apparently. God is just pumping 95-mile-per-hour fastballs. Lowry's on deck. Ibar on to second for the force play on Marisnick. No runs, no hits, and a man left. We move to the 8th, 3-2 Angels.
It's time to give you the answer to name that Astro. You remember the clues. Played for 8 different teams. Had a top 10 slugging percentage season for the Astros. Not a fan of paleontology. A lot of you got this one. And apparently the paleontology clue was the big answer. Carl Everett. He was known to be difficult and never played more than 3 consecutive seasons for any of his 8 teams. He was traded to the Red Sox for Adam Everett after the '99 season. He does not believe in dinosaurs. And his famous quote was, "You can't say there were dinosaurs when you never saw them." No one ever saw a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And that's the clue that pretty much gave everybody the answer here. We had a couple of stray. I even had one Roger Metzger in there, guys. But I would say 90% of the tweets we got it right. Carl Everett.
What, he didn't go to the Smithsonian?
Yeah. Yeah. What's up with all the bones and the teeth? I guess they're not. Yeah, I don't know. Carl wasn't buying it, though.
Chad Qualls in 56 games is 3-4 with a 3.91 ERA, 1.03 WHIP. Lance McCullers in 7 innings allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts through 111 pitches, 76 for strikes. Chris Iannetta leads it off, 3-2 Angels. He's 0 for 2. And that's ball 1 on a Qualls breaking pitch. Iannetta to be followed by Featherston and Ibar. Fernando Salas in 1 inning allowed no hits, no runs, had a walk and a strikeout. Ripped on a line to left field into the corner. Iannetta will head for second base. Here's the throw. Altuve back for the tag. Safe. A double for Iannetta, his 10th.
That tag play at second base, you want to make sure that if you can, you stay back to the bag, so you don't have to come back once you receive the baseball and then reach for a tag. Well, Marlin is just doing the right things out there. And I don't know if Altuve was as far back there as he could manage to be. Now the throw was offline, and that's what takes him away from the bag. But I tell you what, Marwin Gonzalez is playing like a true left fielder.
Now David DeJesus will come up to pinch hit for Featherston. DeJesus has hit .231 this season for 286 at bats. 5 homers, 30 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, he's 4 for 27, 7 runs batted in, pinch hitting for DeJesus. Around to bunt, and he missed it. There is strike 1. Featherston was 0 for 2 when he was in there. Astros have bullpen action going. Pat Neshek, a right-hander, is working for them, and the lefty Joe Thatcher. Chop toward the left side. Here's Correa hustling over, backhanding, does not have a play, and it's first and third, nobody out on the infield hit for DeJesus.
Well, you can't do much about this. Correa came on like mad and maybe trying to bluff the runner at third base into just taking another step, but he wouldn't do it.
A.J. Hinch talks with his infielders. Ibar will be the batter with first and third occupied, nobody out. Thatcher, the lefty, and Neshek are warming up. No Qualls. With Iannetta the runner at third. DeJesus on at first, turns his attention to Ibar. Ibar is 1 for 3, a bunt single leading off the game. He is 5 for 7 against Qualls. The infielders move in tight. Rusnick heads for left center field now. Ball 1. The Astros bullpen has really scuffled this month. 2-7 with a 6.49 ERA and 9 home runs allowed. Two balls, no strikes. Cole Calhoun is on deck. Bunted. Here's Qualls playing it and throwing to first. He got him on a very close play. A sacrifice getting De Jesus to second on out number 1. Almost a hit for Ibar.
I'm going to guess Ibar does this on his own. I don't think Mike Scioscia wanted to give up an out to move a runner into second base while that lead runner at third just stays there.
Right. Bit of a curious play. If he beats it out, it's great.
Ultimately, a nice play by Chad Qualls to get that out.
He does get the second runner into scoring position. 1 out. Qualls is leaving. Thatcher's coming in. With Calhoun, a left-handed batter, due up next. We'll be right back.
For the Halos, the Astros face off against their interstate rivals, the Rangers, in the Lone Star Series presented by Montejo. This Friday through Sunday, that's when it takes place. On Sunday, 10,000 fans will receive an Astros team poster at Fan Appreciation Day. For tickets, call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com.
Lefty on lefty, Joe Thatcher, the Astros lefty, Cole Calhoun, the Angels lefty hitter. Runners at second and third, 1 out with a 1-run Angel lead. Calhoun is 0 for 3. He has hit the ball on the line twice tonight. Infield in tight with Mike Trout on deck. Foul back for strike 1. It's Texas 1, Oakland 0. They're in the middle of the second in Oakland. Minnesota still leading Cleveland 3-1. They've played 7 in Minnesota. It's 1-1 for Joe Thatcher. Thatcher's last outing was a week ago tonight at Texas. 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs. Lowry over for the foul pop. Will not get to it. 1-2. Calhoun's 1 for 1 against Thatcher. Thatcher has inherited 22 base runners. 7 have scored. Certainly a key point in this game. And then Trout on deck. Neshek has been warming up for Houston. Poked into left field. That'll score at least one and maybe a couple. Stop sign at third base, and it's 4-2. RBI single by Calhoun, his 78th run batted in, scoring Iannetta. Jesus to third.
Pretty hard to find any fault here. Joe Thatcher with that big sweeping slider. It was not in the strike zone. And yet it's that same area where Cole Calhoun has taken advantage all year long.
Calhoun makes it a 2-run lead. Pat Neshek is on his way in. 4-2 Angels. Back in a moment. One run. They have 3 hits in the inning. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Pat Neshek coming in to face Mike Trout. Trout is 2 for 11 against Neshek in his career. Neshek leads the Astros in appearances in 62 games. 3-6 with a 3.44 ERA. This month 0-3 with a 7.20.
In those 11 at bats for Trout against Neshek, 6 strikeouts. The 2 hits, both triples.
Trout homered in the first inning, a 2-run shot. He's 1 for 3. Infielders back at double play depth. Altuve not too far from the base at second. Correa on the pull side deeper. Jesus is the runner at third. Strike to Trout. Rangers 1, Athletics nothing. Bottom of the second inning. Martin Perez working with the lead for Texas. Adrian Beltre drove in his 63rd run off Sean Nolan, the lefty starter for Oakland. In tight for a ball and makes it 1-1 on Trout.
Right out from the side, that means the fastball is going to keep running in on the right-hand hitter. Get the sense that Mike Trout has a lot of fun playing the game.
He pulls that one foul. 1-2. He came right out of the chute and cracked that 2-run homer in the first tonight. He said to his the reporters, maybe not his teammates the other night, that thought the Angels needed to start winning all their remaining games. They're 2 games above 500. Albert Pujols is on deck. Pujols is 2 for 3 tonight with a homer. A close one. Neshek has a little reaction. It's 2-2.
Like a pitch likely off the outside corner. Might be asking a little too much there.
Yankees got 3 in the 10th. The Blue Jays are batting now in the bottom of the 10th, trailing the Pinstripers 6-3. It hit him, and now the bases are loaded. Trout hit by the pitch from Neshek.
Generally might be a blessing in disguise here, though, on a night where Albert Pujols is swinging it very well. Could play the other way, but there's that run on the fastball. It just keeps coming in.
It's the 9th time Trout has been hit by a pitch. Bases loaded for Pujols now with 1 out. Pujols has ripped a homer. He's lined out to left, and he's singled to center. Fouls it back. There's strike 1 to Pujols, who has grounded into 14 double plays.
Sir Albert just got one to handle.
13 career grand slams. His homer in the first inning was number 556 of his career, moving him into 14th place on the all-time list. Sole possession of that. He broke a tie with Manny Ramirez. That's a foul. 0-2. Vincent Velasquez is warming up for Houston. Pujols has hit more homers against the Astros than any other player, 50. And he's hit more at Minute Maid Park than any other visiting player. He was the AL Player of the Month in June with 13 long balls in that month. Struck him out. 2 outs.
You know, that's a big one. You hate seeing the Angels put a run on the board here in the inning, but hold it at 1. That's a unique position he gets himself in.
David Murphy is 0 for 3. Murphy looks at it, and it's 1-0. This weekend it'll be Kazmir, McHugh, and Keuchel for the Astros against the Rangers. Yankees and Blue Jays are now finished. 6-4, a Yankees win. 1-1. Well, the Yanks now are 2.5 behind Toronto. See if it's in play. Carter, Altuve, Springer, all going over. Altuve reaches, and he is there for the play to end it in the 8th inning for the Angels. They come up with a run on 3 hits and leave 3. They're up 4-2.
is where we turn our attention now. Here's your one-game lead presently for the Rangers in the American League West. The Astros trying to hold ground, maybe gain ground. The Angels 4.5 back in the wild card. It's the Yankees and the Astros presently, and the Yankees with that 4-game edge. Twins and Angels hanging close. The Indians are a 500 club and trying to make noise.
4-2 Angels. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We have changes at second base. It's Ryan Jackson. In left field, it's Colin Cowgill for the Angels. Jed Lowry's 0 for 3. Strike from Trevor Gott, who retired 3 in a row after entering in the 7th inning with a man on base after the leadoff walk drawn by Marisnik against Salas. Wire up the middle and smacked into center field by Lowry. 6-game hitting streak for Lowry. Gaddis will follow.
Getting the starts hasn't been the issue. It's finishing things off once you do get a start for the Astros. And you keep turning back to that 5th inning where they got the leadoff double from Altuve, the walk to Springer, but then 3 consecutive outs.
Will Harris warms up for Houston.
Really good job staying on that little slider and drilling it back up the middle.
Gaddis is 1 for 3, a double. Ball 1. Colby Rasmus out to the on-deck circle. Marwin Gonzalez is due up next. Angels are warming up a pitcher in their bullpen, a right-hander. Houston Street, their closer. In for a strike, 1-1. They are without Joe Smith, who sprained an ankle. We mentioned in Minnesota falling down some stairs. Normally he gets a lot of 8th inning work. In for a strike, and it's 1-2 to Gaddis.
Really tough, tough pitches on Evan.
Chopper to the right side. There's Cron taking the out at first. Lowry into second, 1 down. And Colby Rasmus is the pinch hitter for Marwin Gonzalez.
And if you're wondering, that injury that Marwin's had, I believe it's the thumb injury, is leaving him right now able to swing it from the right side much more effectively than from the left. And so apparently Marwin just not able to go from this side.
Rasmus with a .235 average for 404 at bats is 1 for 7 pinch hitting with a homer as a pinch hitter this season. He has 21 long balls, a 53 RBI season underway for Colby Rasmus. Preston Tucker is in the on-deck circle now. Chris Carter is on deck. So it appears as if with the closer Houston Street getting loose, if there's more trouble here in the 8th inning, Street might be asked to get more than 3 outs for the save tonight. Ionetta out to the bullpen. Jose Alvarez now, lefty, warming up. Street has been joined by that southpaw. Socha might try to piece it together then with Alvarez following Gott if needed for a lefty on lefty. But then of course there could be a counter move by A.J. Hinch. Very important game for both clubs. They will shoot the works to win this one. The shift is on with Jackson, the second baseman, out in right field. Rasmus takes, and there's strike 1 to Colby. Colby started last night. He was 0 for 3 with a walk, scored a run after going 3 for 9 with 2 homers in the Oakland series. He has multiple hits in 5 of his last 11 games. He's hitting .291 in September. 1-1. He's looked good in taking a lot of walks recently as well. He really has been in a nice zone, so to speak, in terms of swinging at pitches he can drive. Has 4 homers and 7 runs batted in with a .964 OPS in September. One and two.
A lot of guys preset that grip on the unusual grips, like a splitter, like a spike curveball. Much simpler to adjust back to the fastball from there.
Trevor Gott pitching with a 2-run lead here in the 8th inning, facing the potential tying run. And the Angels lead after 7 innings. They are 60-3. Now 2-2 to Rasmus. Andrew Miller got the win for the Yankees in Toronto. They took it with a 3-run 10th inning, 6-4. Way outside. 3-2 to Rasmus. Oakland now has gone in front of Texas in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 3-1. It's now in the top of the 3rd. Former Ranger Jake Smolinski with a triple to drive in a run for Oakland. Foul back. Back. Jake Arrieta did win his 20th for the Chicago Cubs tonight. First Cub 20-game winner since 01. John Lieber wants to do it with a shutout, 4-0 over Milwaukee. Arrieta has been so consistent for so long. He has to be in the Cy Young conversation in the National League, certainly. Rasmus takes a walk. 2 men on with 1 out. And Preston Tucker will be announced as the pinch hitter for Chris Carter. Let's see if there's a corresponding move here by Mike Socha. He's coming up the dugout steps, waiting for the announcement. And now he will bring in his lefty, Alvarez. We would look for a counter move now by A.J. Hinch to a right-handed batter, perhaps Matt Duffy. It is Matt Duffy coming out of the dugout now. And we'll be right back with a score, 4-2 Angels in the 8th. 8th inning, and we have managerial moves. Pitcher number 4 of the game for the Angels is Jose Alvarez. In 55 games, he's 4-3 with a 3.61 ERA. He's done a nice job against lefties. Preston Tucker had been announced as the pinch hitter for Chris Carter, and now he's been called back, and it'll be Matt Duffy to give A.J. Hinch a right-handed hitter. He will be the pinch hitter now for Tucker.
Yeah, he's held the hits down under 8 per 9 innings. He's kept the ball in the ballpark. Walks about a man every 3 innings. But the Astros looking for that big swing from the young man, Matt Duffy.
1 for 4 since he was promoted. He was the MVP in the Pacific Coast League with a tremendous year for Fresno. As a pinch hitter, 1 for 2 with an RBI. He almost hit a home run pinch hitting with that RBI double to left center field. A meaningful hit in the Astros comeback win against Oakland. Ball 1 to Duffy. He said he had not pinch hit that much in the minor leagues, but usually he goes up to the indoor tunnel to take practice swings before being called out. And now in this case, we have to assume he's been up there swinging the bat. Fly ball will go back into the seats. It's a 1-1 count. He said, well, these facilities in the big leagues are so much nicer. Have an indoor cage and be just a few steps away from the field. In the minors, we would be up beyond the outfield fence working on a cage before being called on to pinch hit. Then we'd have to run in for the at bat from maybe the right field corner or something. He takes it, and it's 2-1. His walk rate improved as the season progressed at Fresno. Duffy came up with his 6th inning pinch RBI double in the 10-6 win Saturday over Oakland. The Astros trailed at the time. He made it a 6-5 ball game by driving in a run with that hit. Jason Castro on deck. It's a strike, and it's 2-2.
Up and away quadrant, and you just can't call that pitch a strike. A young man at the plate trying to get a job done and get that kind of a call.
Ground ball hit slowly. Ibar will get the out at second, and no double play. Close play at second base to Jackson for the force on Rasmus. 2 outs, runners at first and third now, and Castro is being called back.
Well, you can see Duffy stays on the pitch. He gives himself a chance. I guess with a potential neighborhood ruling, it almost doesn't matter.
Jonathan Villar, the switch hitter, will be pinch hitting for Castro. Castro was 0 for 2 with a walk. Now final, Fresno has shut out Columbus to win the AAA championship. Just a 1-game playoff between AAA champions of 2 different leagues. 7-0 Fresno over Columbus in El Paso tonight. Well, the Grizzlies have had a fantastic year. Now Mike Scioscia can call in Houston Street, and maybe VR stays in since he's a switch hitter to bad left, or maybe A.J. Hinch has other plans. Street will make his way in with this 4-2 lead. He'll be pitcher number 5 for the Angels tonight. Let's go back to a week ago Sunday in Anaheim, Ash.
Yeah, this was kind of a big moment. Preston Tucker, 2 outs, 2 strikes, launches a home run. Before that swing, so 3-1. The Astros started then getting men on base. A triple by George Springer. And you still don't think a whole lot of it. Altuve decides to drive in a run with a base hit. So it's 3-2. And now you think, well, might have a game on our hands. Base hit by Carlos Correa, thanks to that ball being caught in the webbing of Featherston. And so now it started to get a little weird. And then the pinch hit, 3-run home run, maybe the biggest swing of the year for the Astros, as Jed Lowry gets one out to right field just in that first row, and the Astros pulled a miracle 5-3 win.
That was actually the second time this season Houston Street has had a blown save and a loss at the hands of the Houston Astros. They also did it to him in Anaheim back on May 7th when he entered with a 2-0 lead in the 9th inning and surrendered 3 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. Now as he comes in 59 games, he's 3-3, 38-43 in saves with a 3.17 ERA. And Luis Valbuena will be the pinch hitter for VR.
2 big blown saves against the Astros this year. And I don't care how much as a closer you're able to shut things out and just focus on the moment. And you're aware of the fact that this particular team has gotten you.
Houston Street pitched in both ends of the doubleheader Saturday, and he saved both of those wins at Minnesota. He's the American League leader with those 38 saves this year. 21st on the all-time list with 313 career saves. One away from tying Rob Nen for 20th. It's Valbuena batting. Valbuena with 22 homers has 51 runs batted in. 0 for 3 in his career with 2 punch-outs against Street. 0 for 2 pinch hitting for the Astros this season. Jake Marisnick's on deck. Valbuena went 1 for 7 in the Oakland series. This one gets by the catcher, and Lowry scores. Now it's a 1-run lead, 4-3, and Duffy moves to second on the wild pitch by Street.
And then Street maybe thinking about it all the more. There's that change-up grip, just jams it in the ground, and once it hit the ground, it actually kicked even further away from the catcher, Iannetta.
Well, they're going to put Valbuena on with the intentional walk and pitch to Marisnick or a pinch hitter. We'll see what A.J. Hinch comes up with here.
Say I'm a bit surprised at this 3 pass. Valbuena has not hit for a high average. He strikes out at a high rate.
He takes the intentional walk. Looking at the options for AJ, he has Hank Conger, switch hitting catcher. He's already used from the left side Valbuena, Tucker, Rasmus, and switch hitting VR. Those are the options among left-handed hitters. So really, Conger is the only other way he can go with this. And so it's Marisnick batting. Marisnick 2 for 2 against Street. Marisnick 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Strike 1. Top of the lineup will get one more at bat at least for Houston.
Well, we've seen a couple of these here in the inning. Pitches up and away. Each one on a right-hand hitter, and each called a strike.
To Marisnick. Two-year-old Houston Street was born in Austin, the son of a great championship quarterback in college at the University of Texas, James Street. Foul back led UT to the 1969 national championship. Tremendous athletic family. He began his career in the Oakland organization. Then he was a Rocky and a Padre. Angels got him in a trade a year ago in July. One and two to Marisnick. And Jake Arrieta's 20th win of the year, 4-0 the Cubs over the Brewers. He allowed just 3 hits. Walked 1, fanned 11, lowering his ERA to 1.88. Marisnick takes, and it's 2-2.
Very close. You can see that Jake got away with one in the sequence there, but
struck him out. That ends the 8th inning. The Astros get a run on 1 hit, and they go to the 9th trailing 4-3.
Mako, big hit of the game. Look at Calhoun in the 8th inning. Took a tough pitch against the left-hander Joe Thatcher and just dumped it into left field for a big RBI single. And that's the difference in the ballgame. That was run number 4 for the Halos.
Colby Rasmus stays in the game in left field. Luis Valbuena's at first base. Max Stassi is the catcher. We go to the 9th inning now with Will Harris on the mound. And the Angels leading 4-3, about hit the Astros 7-5. Stassi ready to go with Harris as his battery mate. He's pitcher number 5 for the Astros. 5-4 with a 1.65 ERA in 61 games. And he's pitched 5 times against the Angels with a 1.59 ERA. C.J. Cron bounces one. Correa to his right. Valbuena with a tag. 1 pitch, 1 out for Harris.
Rare to see Correa throw off line like that, but he got the ball early enough to first base so that Valbuena could make the adjustment and get the tag in. It's really good footwork.
Caleb Coward is the batter. Coward looks at strike 1. He's from Georgia, 23 years old, a first-round pick in 2010. 178 in 20 games for Coward, who took over at third for David Freese. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Astros have the top 3 hitters in the lineup due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Altuve, Springer, and Correa. Coward got his first major league hit August 22nd. He looks at that one, and it's strike 2. Chris Iannetta is on deck. Coward started his big league career 0 for 14. Since then, he's gone 8 for 30, 267 since then. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Will Harris. Coward was the Angels minor league player of the month in both June and July. He was at AAA Salt Lake. Hit .323 for the Salt Lake Bees. Started the year with Inland Empire Class A ball. Harris gets a strikeout, 2 outs. And Iannetta's the batter.
Pretty close to right over the top. And a lot of break on that curveball.
The Twins have beaten Cleveland 3-1. Astros had a 3-game lead over Minnesota when play began tonight. Iannetta doubled and scored in the 8th inning. There's a pickup on the backhanded side by Lowry. Fine play by Lowry to end the top of the 9th inning and send it to Altuve, Springer, and Correa with a 1-run Angel lead. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By HEB. No store does more than my HEB. And by Hotel Transylvania 2 in theaters September 25th. Good ball game tonight. A 1-run lead for the Angels. 4-3 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Houston Street came in to get the final out in the 8th inning. And now he will face Altuve, Springer, and Correa in the last of the 9th. We have a new first baseman, Navarro, for the Angels. Altuve's getting ready to bat. Navarro replaces Crone at first base. Efren Navarro. Altuve doubled in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 4. He led off that 5th with the gapper in right center. And then George Springer walked. The Astros had runners at first and second, nobody out against Hector Santiago, but could not advance those runners. Santiago got Correa, Lowry, and Gaddis. That is looking like one of the big innings in this game right now. Altuve takes strike 1. Baseman Coward is even with the bag. plate, and it's 1-1. The Athletics lead the Rangers 4-1. They're in the top of the fourth now in Oakland. Sean Nolan pitching well at the moment for Oakland against Martin Perez. 2-1. Bouncer to Street, recovers and throws him out. Quick recovery by Street.
You get that ball to tip off the glove and then just kick and land somewhere out there in no man's land behind the hill, and you got yourself a leadoff single. Yeah, that's exactly what Altuve's thinking, is how does he get leather on that one?
One down for Street. George Springer's 0 for 3 with a walk. Strike one for Street. In that Twins win over the Indians 3-1, Irvin Santana went to 6-4 with a victory, beating Danny Salazar. Salazar 13-9. Kevin Jepson got his 13th save. One and one. The Angels, who were a half game behind the Twins, need to keep pace in their minds. Foul back, and also there's the chance that they could be gaining ground, whoever wins this game, on the Texas Rangers, who are trailing, although still they've played only 3 innings in Oakland so far. Correa on deck. Unlike last night, the top 3 hitters for the Astros have a total of 1 hit. Street comes in for this one. 2 outs.
Stay tuned after the game as Kevin Eschenfelder and Mike Stanton break down all the action from tonight's game, plus interviews from the clubhouse and much more on the Astros postgame show, presented by Houston Methodist.
Carlos Correa on his 21st birthday has a chance to keep this game going. He's 0 for 3 with a walk on his birthday. Jed Lowry's on deck. Ball 1 to Correa. Lowry hit the big 3-run homer off Street a week ago Sunday in Anaheim. 1-1. It was 3-0, 2 outs, nobody on for Houston, and the Astros rallied with 5 to win it. Two balls and a strike. Correa had the infield hit in that 9th inning rally. 5 runs on 5 hits. He hit the ball hard up the middle. Taylor Featherston with a diving play to his right. Terrific play. Then could not get the ball out of his glove. It stuck in his webbing for an infield hit. That one goes foul. And it looked like maybe Houston Street would have a chance for 3 1-3 plays in 1 inning. How rare is that?
Comes at you with a lot of change-ups, some sliders mixed in, and hitters just continue to be out in front on him. Fortunate kick right there.
Street had 41 saves last year in 44 tries. Fly ball out to center. Mike Trout headed way back up Portals Hill. Carlos Correa has hit that ball up on the hill, and he is in with a double to keep it alive. His 22nd double. Long double to center field.
Other than Detroit, I quickly can't think of another yard that this ball stays in. That hit the wall. That's a good 420-25 away from home plate. And instead of being a tie game, it's just a double now to give you a shot to tie it. But that is some kind of drive in the baseball.
With the taillights out of that ball.
Happy birthday, but it won't be happy until he at least scores a run here.
Right off the base of the wall, kicking back to Trout. Otherwise, maybe it's a triple. Now an intentional walk to Lowry, and it'll be Gaddis batting. Well, Lowry, who really sank the ship for Street in Anaheim, will not get a chance to do that same thing. He's 1 for 4. It'll be Gaddis. Lowry is 1 for 6 against Street, and Gaddis is 0 for 4. That's the 5th intentional walk of the year for Lowry. Gaddis doubled to right in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 4. Well, the club RBI leader with 85 gets a chance with the Astros down by 1 after the intentional walk to the cleanup man, Lowry. Rasmus is on deck. Fans are standing here at Minute Maid Park for Gaddis. Strike for Street.
I don't think at 86 miles an hour Street was trying to come up with that pitch. But it came up and got the swing and a miss.
Takes it, and it's 1-1 to Evan. Street for this season in 8 games against the Astros is 1-2 with 4 saves and an 8.64 ERA. His career ERA against Houston is 5.40. Gaddis takes ball 2. 2-1. Everybody here in the grips of this game. Gaddis rocks one, but it'll hook and go foul. Well hit ball down the left field line.
This whole time I've been watching with Gaddis at the plate to see if Street might make a mistake and leave one in. He got one in. Gaddis got the barrel on it, but got it out there a little too far. And that was a mistake coming in.
There's the reaction. 2-2 now. And he struck him out to end it. The Angels win a big one. No runs, a hit, 2 men left. And the Angels have life. They get their 77th win. Houston Street comes up with a pitch to do it. 4-3 final. The Angels square the series with a win tonight.